Bam! What's going on, y'all? We in the zone with VNZ. This is Val.
It's your boy Playoff Z.
Playoff
I'm
Z.
taking Playoff Lenny's spot. Playoff Z here.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Anytime a player get released, we got to go ahead and do what we got to do to fill that spot. So I'm Ooh, I'm
Hey,
here. A little under the weather, but I'm fighting through it. It's been if
my man questionable for this week.
might be on the injury
Hey,
report, but you know what I mean? I'm like one of those, Josh Allen type of players where I just play through the injuries, you know what I mean?
I
And
hear you. I hear you.
if I'm under the weather, I'm still going to the game. If I'm under the weather, I'm still, making my trips. But yeah, I'm about 79%, but we outside, man. We here. Another victorious week. Another recap, where we can speak about a win. It's always good when we ain't gotta, you know, be negative and be all down and
Right,
do
right.
do the end of the year recap type shit. Nah, we continuing to go, and we're also getting closer and closer to predicting the right score. Like we were close, man.
We trying. We trying, man.
We I think we both said like two touchdowns. So like I think mine was like 24-10. So like I remember in the third quarter, it was like 24-10 for a second. I was like, damn, I want y'all to score some more, but I'm like, it's low key what I predicted on yes, but obviously Bills went ahead and scored. They scored in the score was 31-17. But I know I said I'm a little under the weather. How everybody doing over there, Z? Everybody pretty
Oh, we
much,
good, man. We stuck in the house again.
yeah, man.
Driving ban, daycare closed.
Driving
So
ban, snow days, smoke days.
we here. We surviving, getting through. So
Hey,
ain't no work getting done, but
I got a big driveway though. How that's looking over there? Y'all good?
it's cool, man. You know, we snow vets now. You park the car as close to the street as possible.
Hmm.
So that way I got the
Smart.
whole pack just to hit the snow blower with and then just a couple feet to knock out so I can pull out when it's time. So we good. I went out there this morning, woke
Smart.
up to like another foot, but I'm sure there's more coming tonight.
Yeah, man. We
But
we 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 downtown, so it's like we get the drifts, you know what I mean? All that wind and
yeah, you
some
get the disrespectful wind.
yeah, some of it is on the car, some of it is on the driveway. But needless to say, man, we here. We here. Another week, man. Like I said, man, it's
I will
nothing.
say shout out to the Cheektowaga plows. Got the side streets looking beautiful out here.
Yeah, that's what's up. Because they don't care about them side streets
Oh
about
hell no, not at all. You ain't gonna see a plow for another 4 weeks.
yeah, they be like side streets. Nah, we got the sun for
Listen,
that.
yeah, right.
They said the sun on the
Listen,
forecast. Nah, we
if you're
good.
not on Bailey, Genesee, or Jefferson main roads, yeah, you're not seeing no plow.
Yeah,
Get up
man.
out of here with that.
Unfortunately, but on the realness, y'all do stay safe out there, y'all, man.
Yeah, for sure.
I think I heard there was a death toll though of three people maybe that might have passed away over the weekend. So um, like I said, I'm a little under the weather, but I'm still able to function. So I can't complain. I'm still able to get around. Made a quick trip to go see my son the other day and well, really just got back, but I gotta say, like, there's some people who can't do what I do. So be thankful for what you can do during these times because everybody don't have the ability to get in and out the house. Everybody don't have the ability to kind of weather the storm for real, for real. Let's take it all in stride. Obviously, we got a lot to get into.
Yes,
Um,
we do.
Steelers matchup,
Big
uh,
dubs.
Chiefs on the way, and
Future big
like
dub.
literally on the way, like Chiefs on the
Oh
way.
yeah.
They got to take their ass here. So we got a lot to get into, but obviously we started last week with a shot. So I came ready this time,
Hey,
folks. If you
another
want,
another playoff win,
yeah.
another
So if you want,
playoff shot.
you see that
So
you
we like,
yeah, one time for the one time for Bills victory. Let's
yes,
get
sir. And on to the next one.
woo.
Three more to go.
That hit the chest. But
Oh yeah.
now we here, man. Folks at home. I'm not going to try to speak too much because, like I said, I'm trying to battle the voice demons that I have with this little cold that I got. But Cyrus, I know you always try to give it to me because I'm always the eyes from the stadium. But from the sofa, from the sectional, from the recliner,
Yep.
what did you like? I mean, what didn't you like? But But how
It
you feel
was
how you
it was
feeling about that Pittsburgh win, man?
it was a lot to like, man. It was even when it was a technically a one score game in the third quarter, maybe in the fourth, there was never a point in time where the Bills weren't in control of the game. Like from beginning to the end, it was they were the ones imposing their will. They were the one taking control of the game. They were the ones really, setting the pace. And it was nice to see them come out, drive right down the field, Dawson Knox touchdown, come back again, another touchdown. So like for them to just come out to that fast start, I mean, getting Steph in the game early. I mean, it's a couple 5 yard passes, couple 7 yard passes, real quick stuff. But again, starting that rhythm early, starting the run game. I mean, there was never any big chunk plays, but it was consistent 4 yards, 5 yards, 4 yards, 6 yards, 3 yards. It was a nice game on the ground, but yeah, man, it was a ton of like. I mean, obviously you don't like the injuries, but for the people who stepped in on the defense, man, they stepped up and showed out. Like there's so many people I feel like I could shout out this week, man. But they came ready. This team was prepared.
Right.
They were coached up. I mean,
Yeah.
shout out to the coaches having these game plans in place.
Oh man, McDermott, man. You know what I mean? I mean to it's really no words to say what he's done with this team after being 6-6. Article being wrote about him from some previous comments from 4 years ago, 3 years ago. Yeah, bang, 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 bang. The decision to go with Joe Brady, like I don't think league wide he's getting enough credit for that. And maybe they scared to touch on that because they know that his comments were sensitive or whatever the case may be. So maybe enough people don't want to like give him credit, but I'm gonna give him credit. I believe he deserves all the flowers because had it been any other coach, they'd be giving that motherfucker praise on every TV show. Like, shout out to Coach McDermott. Shout out to this guy. Shout out to how he's gotten the next man up ready. Like, if those players in the locker room who know him personally, like we don't know him personally, if
Right.
those players in the locker room who know him personally are willing to ride for him and can vouch for his character, then who am I to listen to a source from an article and say, yeah, nah, he's a horrible human being? I can't do
Right.
that. I don't know him. I wasn't there when he had his speech. So um I just had to say that about coaching when you brought up coaching. Is like hell of a job from him. Obviously, Joe Brady coming into his own and having his ability to really get everyone involved. I think that's the biggest difference between him and Dorsey so far. Is like Dorsey seemed like your favorite teacher who just would let you do what you wanted to do. Like, hey, if Josh said he just wanted to do this, Dorsey was gonna kind of shake his head and be like, all right, I'm gonna do a game plan around what you want to do. If Diggs said he wanted the ball 13 times, Dorsey was gonna be like, all right, Diggs, we're gonna try to force feed you 13 times. Brady seems to be of the concept of like he seems to be like, listen, we're gonna draw some guys open and this is going to be your first read. It's going to be a second read, but it always seems like Joe Brady has a plan, and that's what I
Mm.
can appreciate. Like there's always like a method to the madness, and that's what I appreciate because so many times in the past we've had offensive coordinators where we just like what's the game plan here? Like what are we doing? We're running on
Yeah,
second. And
it feel like there's just random plays thrown out, but there's no
yeah,
reason behind it.
but
But
like
like everything that's taking
rhythm,
place now, it's setting something up for later
right?
or putting something on tape, and they already have a couple plays to play off of it later with a different wrinkle. So like you can tell that there's cohesion. You can tell that there's a reason why they're doing stuff. The way that they motion now is with the purpose, not literally just for the sake of moving someone to the other side of the field or identifying something to set something up. Like you can see it in the way that the offense is running right now. And nothing felt frantic. Like
Nah,
no one was scrambling. It was just
yeah.
drop back.
Because you remember now that was my issue in the first half of the season was like I felt like they had no pace and I felt like at times, they calling timeouts with 2 seconds left because they didn't know what they were lining up. And like I like the fact that now you don't even see that no more. Like you don't see Josh getting to the line of scrimmage, pointing around with 2 seconds on the play clock, like trying to scramble to put a play together. Like it seems like they're going to the line with a purpose. They're snapping the ball with a purpose. I love the whole 3rd and 1, 4th and 1 thing because I've been demanding with a guy like Josh Allen to you should be able to snap that ball and just go. You should
Mm-hmm.
be able to say, "Oh, it's 3rd and 1. Everybody line up. Y'all know what time it is." Because you
Mm-hmm.
have that quarterback. Like there are teams out there who wish they had a Josh Allen at 6'5", 245, who they could
Right.
line up on 3rd and 1 and just forget a tush push, but just be like, all right,
Just
snap,
go.
go left.
Yeah.
Or we're gonna push you right or jump over the middle. Like we know Jalen Hurts and the boys do it, but the thing about I think the biggest difference, and obviously the Eagles are out the playoffs, biggest difference to me between the Eagles offense and the Bills offense is like Philadelphia lives for 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1. Like that's their whole offense. It's like forget 1st and 2nd down. They're basically playing to get in 3rd and short so they can tush push their whole way to victory, basically.
Hmm.
Bills, they're really just using it for emergency. It's like, oh shit, we ended up in 3rd and 1. All right, fuck it. Y'all know what time it is. Like that's what I
Right.
appreciate about the Bills. Like they're not searching for 3rd and 1 situations. It's just like if it comes, you better hurry up and line up because we're coming.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, like you said, when you have someone 6'5", 240, that's gonna be a great call
It's a
all the
no
time.
brainer.
It's not gonna work 100% of the time, but again,
And
you
you doing
have
it with
someone
pace too.
right. It's oh, we got stopped. Now it's 4th and 1. All right, cool. We don't need to huddle up. You know what time it is. Let's
Yep.
come get it.
Yep. 4th and inches. So
And
I love
yeah,
it, man.
because again, you have a physical freak there. So it's like, yo, lean forward. I mean, Brady was a master at QB sneaking, and that wasn't no tush push. He just knew how to use his body, use his leverage, and lean forward for a yard. So like,
And
it's
Josh, and Josh legit been doing this since what? His first, 2nd year. Because I remember what
yeah.
he did in the Dallas Thanksgiving game where he fumbled the ball and picked it up and dragged the
Yeah.
nigga with
The
him.
only thing difference with this is the pusher, but
Right. And
yeah,
sometimes he can push, sometimes he's not. Like sometimes he's just like,
just
I
there. Like the QB sneak is nothing new. It's just you added another element. But for the Bills, it's been successful. I mean, I want to see them have a play off of it. You know, something that's not there to
think
catch a defense sleeping. But
I
even if
think
they don't, it's an effective play. So like I can't be mad at it because again, if it's 4th and 1, they hand the ball off to I'm just going to use Latavius Murray for example, and he don't get it. People gonna be sitting there like, why ain't you use the tush push? I
mhm,
mean, it's an effective play. So I don't care how you get it, just get it, and it's working. So like I ain't tripping.
that's a fact. Who's your unsung hero of the game, man?
Man, shit, it's so many, man. It's
Oh,
so many. It is really hard. I'm gonna have to go one on offense, one on defense.
all right.
Um, because I can't even narrow it down at this point. But man, I think I gotta give a shout out to AJ Klein. Like I think he gotta be my unsung hero. Like a week ago, this time my man is at home with his family, just chilling.
It's a fact. Take
5 days later, my man is rushed into starting in a playoff game and it in the wild card round.
right.
And he's putting up 11 tackles, tackles for loss. He stops in the open in the flat. I'm like, yo, what Klein on today?
You're doing that
He
shit.
just, I mean, but like you
Fresh
can't. It's
air.
not enough credit in the word I can give him from just going from that and being prepared still up top and having still an understanding of this defense to the point where you can come in here and give that many snaps and be effective at it.
He's a football guy, as they say, right?
Yeah. Like I mean, he ain't been on this team. It's been shit, probably a month since he's been here
Probably
before.
2 months because I remember we made a couple adjustments and they just released him just on some.
Yeah, I think some people came back from injury or something happened, and it was like, all right, AJ, we out. But again, he stayed ready. So like, I had to give AJ a shout out and shout out to Dorian Williams for stepping into. I mean, down Dotson, Spector got hurt soon, and then you down to Klein and Dorian. Shout out to them for holding it down. Shout out to Khair Elam for holding it down. I mean, first couple plays, it's a little rough. Got ran over early. I mean, you can't go head up on no tight end. I mean, that's a recipe for failure. I said, bro, you're giving up 50 pounds right there, dog.
That's,
You need to not.
that's, that's a young boy move. He kind of
Yeah, you need to not do that. But in the holding penalty, but right after that, they tried to pick on him, and he was in his hip pocket,
shit perfect.
hip pocket, and I mean, that man had a millisecond to get his eyes on that ball and
I'm
find it and
surprised
catch
he
it,
did that.
and then get
Right.
his knee down. I mean, that's a hell of a play.
Hell of a
And
play.
I'm like, that's a confidence builder right there, though.
Yeah.
That's a confidence builder. I mean, shit. Last two playoff games, my man walking away with interceptions. Like,
And that's
young boy got talent.
and I just want to piggyback off that for you slide the offense. I think that's the thing that to me keeps me hopeful for a guy like Khair Elam is that every time he touches the field, he seems to find a way to make a play on the ball. Like he gonna make your one or two mistakes. He gonna get a holding penalty. He might miss a tackle or get ran over, but like you continue to try to pick on him, he
Mhm.
gonna make you pay.
All
Um,
skills are there, man.
I
Footwork
remember
is there.
the funny part is I remember going to a game last year when we played Pittsburgh and he picked off Kenny Pickett. He was
Hmm.
going to Deontay Johnson, I think, or somebody like that again. And he got up in the air and got his, I think, first interception as a Bill. So like Kyer Elam is one of them young dudes where it's like, you can think you can pick on me, but I got the athleticism and I got the instincts where I'll make a play on the ball and you're gonna regret it. And I think that one right there, he regretted it. Like Rudolph was probably like,
Oh, you got that hurt because again, that's a game changer. At that point, it was 14-0. You already in well within field goal range. You should be walking away with 3 points at minimum. So that quickly went from 14-0 to 21-0 because they went down the field and scored. That's a they scored a touchdown there and it could be a different game. But
and lastly, too, before you move on, like that also shows you how many good corners we got on this team. Like we legit like 6, 7 deep now. Like,
it's it's crazy. Like
like
and Knobs when they say shout out to Bean and shout out to the assistant coaches for developing the players, but like you want to talk about your depth being tested? I mean, you're down Trey, you're down Douglas, you're down Benford. I mean, that's your top three corners
right
right there. So then you
now,
you got
Daniel
Dane
Jackson,
Jackson and Elam. You
you
Milano's
down
gone.
Terrence Johnson.
Yeah, down Taron Johnson. I'm like, yo, and the machine kept churning.
Yeah, right.
They ain't miss a beat.
Throw Cam Lewis in there, throw DeMar in there. You
Like,
got
oh, oh,
you got
oh, fuck it, we figure it out.
You got Jamarcus Ingram on the practice squad ready if you need him. Like,
Yeah,
boys,
Taylor wrap down.
yeah. Listen, man, I say it all the time, and I said it back in August. Death. It's one of those things where it sounds good to talk about, but the Bills now for 4 years straight have had very good depth, and this is the one year really showed up because it's like,
Oh, it's being tested.
yeah,
I mean, look
every
at the
other year,
linebackers, bro. It's crazy.
right? Every other year, we'll miss a couple major guys,
Yeah,
Micah,
here and there.
Tre'Davious White, Von Miller, but like this is one of those years where like it's not just the top dogs. We losing, the Tyrell
Everybody.
Tompkins, the fucking Gabe Davises of the
Yeah.
world.
I mean, right now, right down Milano down, Bernard down,
Yeah,
Dodson down, Spector down. Like that's your four,
yeah.
arguably your top four linebackers, your top three for sure,
Right.
and
Miss
then
Miss
probably
Bond,
your
Bond
fifth.
for the first 6 games, Jordan Phillips for the last, what, 3 or 4 games. So
Yeah, Daquan Jones out the majority of the
Ron
season.
Jones was out for 3 months. So I love it. And this is why you do the things you do in the offseason to make sure.
Mm,
And everybody like, why you keep this person? Why you ain't trade this? Why you same thing with Dawson
that's
Knox.
why.
Like when Dalton Kincaid start going crazy, people are like, well, you can get rid of Dawson Knox. And I'm just like, why?
First of all, you can't move that contract.
Right.
But
Second
second
of
of
all,
all, this is why you don't though. But using Elam as an example, say when Elam got hurt, they never activated his 21 or had activated him from the IR, or
right,
they traded him at the trade deadline. Then you be stuck starting Dane and Jamarcus Ingram in this example, or
right.
trying to throw Cam Lewis on the outside, or Saran Neal. Like this is a reason why you keep stuff in place. Like it's and they
You
got to come ready and be prepared to show up, and they've been doing that.
yeah, I love it, man. But I'll let you get to the offensive side, man. Who you
Yeah, offense, man. I mean, Josh Allen, clean game. That 52-yard run, bro was a dog. Bro was a straight dog. I wasn't at the stadium this week, but notice it was going the opposite end of where our seats are. So like I wish it was coming the opposite direction. That shit would have been fire. But the fact that that shouldn't happen. I mean, Josh is an athlete. He's not slow. But my man shouldn't be breaking 52-yard touchdown runs like that though. But it's a testament to who he is though. I mean, he hit him with the ugly head fake in juke. But
mm,
the shit that's funny though, he do that all the time, and people be getting hit with that. Like that hesitation move really be catching people all the time.
yeah.
I think they underestimate the
I
speed.
I think that's what it is too, because obviously you see the topic the last 24 hours if you haven't seen it for those listening.
Oh,
Is
this about the fake slide or whatever. I
the
said,
fake
bro,
slide.
that's his hesitation, Jew. He
Right.
do it all the time.
So
It's
somebody,
trash, but
right,
it's effective.
right. Somebody compiled basically a video of all his jukes because they were like, dog, like he does this shit. Like it's no fake slide. Like, don't get me wrong, maybe in his mind, he was hearing them say slide, and maybe that could have caused a slight hesitation, but he was going to juke dude regardless. Like
Yeah, there was never a moment where he dipped his shoulder, lowered, bent his knees like he was about to slide. He slowed up, hesitated, hit
he
him with
got
an
hit with
ugly
the
head
open
fake.
though. And the funny part is, half of the people that saying that, if that was a quarterback, they would have been like, yo, sick move,
Hmm.
my quarterback, y'all mad. Like you on the
Yeah,
other side. So that's the only reason why you trying to find a term for it because you don't
you
want to.
mad your man got hit. Your man got hit.
Yeah,
Just let's take it. He got hit and then ran over.
right. So it's just funny, like being that we are now the recipients of having a franchise quarterback who now annoys other fan bases because
Yeah, it's funny.
years, we spent 20 years being upset with Tom Brady for like the dumbest shit. Like, oh,
Yeah,
Tom Brady did this. And now they looking at Josh the same way. Now I know Kansas City fans, they can relate with Patrick Mahomes, but like Josh has now become like in some fan bases one of the
target number one.
yeah, he like enemy number one. And I'm just like, you talking about cool Josh who never say a bad thing about nobody. Like, if you want to get on him for his LeBron flops here and there, cool. But guess what? That's a
That's a
part of the game
quarterback
too.
position in
Yeah,
general. That's
that's a
just a
part of the game.
quarterback position.
Like LeBron know he gonna do it if he do it, and if LeBron don't get it, he gonna yell, get mad. And the NFL is the same shit. You
And I
know,
like, but that's the worst argument you got is somebody flop.
yeah.
That's it.
He looks at the ref
Okay.
like, nah, Pat King of that. But
Yeah.
that's another discussion.
Yeah,
But
but the thing is, like, yo, bro, he been hitting that same move for years now, 5 years. And he be catching. Like, I saw the video that you was talking about. I'm just watching this, and I forgot about so many of those runs. I'm like, yo, he really be hitting boys.
yeah,
Like, he's not obviously not even in the same stratosphere when it comes to shiftiness like Lamar,
yeah.
but he be freezing boys with that hesitation move.
And like you said in the beginning, though, I think it's because it catches them off guard. Like you got a
Hmm.
6'5", 245-pound white boy coming at you, and that's just what it is. Like
Hmm.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like if it was a shifty Lamar Jackson or a shifty fucking Jalen Hurts, nobody would be calling it a fake slide. They're gonna be like, oh, that nigga. You know what I mean? He
Got
got
you.
yeah, but it's Josh Allen, and they not used to a boy hitting with the whoop de whoop because
Hmm.
he's in his own way. Um, but again, if you look at his tape from rookie year to now, if you look at his college tape, if you look at his high school tape,
So many of these moves, man.
he's been abusing defenders since he was a kid. So it's like for
Freezing them.
him, he just like, this is what I do. Like if
Yeah,
you
because I think once he actually get his head of steam going, he's moving a lot faster than people realize. And then once he up on him, it's like, oh shit, it's too late.
bruh, that's the
It's
only thing
too
I can
late.
think of. Because I was listening to some analysts talk about it. They was like, I know defenders be watching on film and they gotta be like, bruh, like, nah, that dude,
Like they watching the film, like yo, how he hit dude with that move?
yeah,
Yo, bet if he try that shit with me, it ain't gonna work
yeah. And then it comes
until
game
it
time.
happens.
Then it come game time and they like, ooh, I'm just trying to go for the strip. They don't get the
Yeah.
strip. Now they out the way.
And at the end of the day, they giving up 40 plus pounds if they in the secondary for the most part.
Yeah, you don't want no parts of that.
Yeah, so like that run straight
And,
dog.
and he putting the shoulder on you too if you even do try to.
My man
And
dropped the
you gotta be
shoulder on me.
and low key, you gotta be afraid that he gonna flex on you too. Because now if he
You
do
can't
let
get run over by a quarterback though. Like that's just you can't have that look on your
he
resume, man.
gonna
It's just
pop.
not a good
He
look.
gonna
And he
get up.
gonna flex on you, and he gonna talk
He
shit.
gonna hit you with a little bit of this, and now you're gonna be like, huh?
Hey, now I gotta shoot this nigga,
Yeah, right.
man.
So
So I gotta go above the rim on my man.
here come 15-yard penalty because now
Right.
you got to make a statement, and that's how
Yeah,
they
now
get
my
people.
pride hurt.
Right, and that's how he get people too because he be having motherfuckers ready to commit that penalty, and next thing you know it, the refs notice, whoop, whoop, 15 yards, boom, we live. But so unsung player, you going with Josh Allen?
I just had to shout him out, but I'm not gonna go into too much detail. My unsung, this is gonna be Dalton Kincaid, and I'm gonna have a tie with Shakir. Both boys showing out. Kincaid is just so quietly taking care of business. It's not even flashy. I mean, obviously the touchdown pass of the scene was beautiful, but it's consistently now 6, 7 catches, 60, 70, 80 yards. So quiet, but it's so effective. And he's such a weapon for this offense. And Shakir is just putting a stranglehold right now in this number three receiver spot. It's it's all but sewn up officially going into next year. Like, yo, this is somebody that's going to be the core of your team outside of Diggs and probably Kincaid in the passing game. This is should be your next the next person on that target list outside of whoever you draft in the first round next year that I'm
Right,
hoping for. But
right.
either way, he could be a weapon for your offense moving forward. But that's my quick ones because I rambled on a little too long. What you got for your unsung heroes?
Yeah, I know we gotta get in the Chiefs talk, but defensively, um, I think you can really just give it to the collective effort of the complete defense. I think everybody from the line back to the secondary held it together. So like I don't want to give it to one person, but I want to say collectively as a defense, they did their job. They were put in some situations at times. I know there was the block field goal. They got put in a tough situation. Towards the end of the game, I know there was a couple things over the middle that happened, but I really think that only happened because of the injuries. But defensively, man, I'm giving all the credit to McDermott and those assistant coaches for getting the next man ready. So I ain't gonna single out a certain player, but I'm gonna just say collectively, I
Yeah,
love
I give you that.
collectively, I give credit to all them boys. Obviously, Ed Oliver is still continuing his streak of just
Bro,
wrecking.
he right now he playing like he a cheat code.
Yeah, yeah.
It's I mean, he's just getting off double teams, just pushing grown men off like it's nothing. I'm just
He
like,
don't
yo,
want to.
it's
We gonna get into the Kansas City game, but he the one I'm watching for because we know Chris Jones can be a game wrecker on the opposite end. But I'm looking for Ed Oliver. You know what I mean? Up that middle against Patrick Mahomes.
yeah, he got a hell of a matchup in front of him, but it's gonna
Check
be
him.
fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. But offensively, I think I got to just echo what you said with Khalil Shakir. I think Shakir is now cemented himself as a top option in this offense, a top three option, like you said, behind Diggs and Kincaid. He's been their most consistent, catching the ball. I think they said that his catch rate right now is amongst best in the league. Uh,
Hmm.
his run after the catch ability, we talked about it before. It's like when he catches the ball, um, in motion, he seems to always get more yards. And I
Yeah,
mean, his bend on that run and able to
it's
juke the
crazy.
defender. I mean, that was technically the play of the game. I mean, I honestly, you can get a play of the game to
Yeah, no,
Josh.
that was a game. Yeah, that was definitely the play of the game in my
Yeah, it
opinion.
was a couple great plays though, because I want to give a shout out to Josh on that throw to Dalton
Hmm.
Kincaid because that was a
Yeah,
yeah,
fucking
yeah, he threw a dime.
freaking
And
dime. I said,
because when that happened in the stadium, I'm not gonna lie, like eyes from the stadium, like that had motherfuckers like, oh yeah, it's
yeah.
about that time. Yeah, yeah, we
And
about to
you saw as soon as that ball snapped, I said, "Uh-oh."
yeah, barbecue chicken alert.
Yeah, I said, "Uh-oh,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is it's not looking good."
And the funny thing is that's all Dalton and Dawson Knox got to do. Like from here on out for the rest of the playoffs, and obviously it starts this Sunday. I just need Dalton and Dawson to just catch whatever comes their way. That's it.
Yeah, and this is multiple weeks in a row now with Dalton Kincaid with relatively deep shots. This
Yeah,
one up the seam. Last one he ran a
yeah,
a deep flag, and
yeah.
it's like, all right,
Just
okay,
just catch him because he gonna find you. And you guys are both 6'5", both 6'4" in that range. He's gonna put the ball in great places for you guys. All I need them to do is catch the ball.
yeah,
So
because if you putting a linebacker on Kincaid 1-on-1, and you want him to cover deep, that is a tough matchup
yeah.
for probably 95% of linebackers in the league,
And that's
outside of some elite ones.
right. And that's why I love looking forward to this matchup because I really think that's what's gonna make it hard for Spags to really key in on like a Diggs or key in on Cook. Because it's like you can take away Diggs, you can take away Cook if you want to, but what's your plan for Dalton? What's your plan for Dawson Knox? What's your plan for Khalil Shakir? If Gabe Davis can go, what's your plan for him? What's your plan for Deontay Hardy if they sprinkle him in?
Yeah,
So,
he had a nice little catch and run, looking like a punt return once that ball was in his hand.
I mean, so like, I love it. This is the Joe Brady effect. But yeah, shout out to Khalil Shakir because he continues to be a threat. He's at the point now where he's becoming more of a known name. I think amongst the casual fans because now casual fans, you know, who does number 10 do?
Who the
Like
fuck is that? Right.
every game, he like, he doing a little something. So um I love it because I think Josh is starting to really, really trust him. Like it's
You can
one,
see it.
yeah, it's one thing to throw to somebody once or twice a game, but now Josh is like looking for him to like get the rhythm going. So I love that. And yeah, it's about that
And
time.
shout out to George Pickens blaming the ref.
Come on, man. You know better than
Saw
that.
that. I said, bro, so you acting like this game was
Like
determined on
like,
one
like it was
one
a
bad
nail
call
biter.
at the end of the game. Right.
Yeah,
I said, bro, you fumbled in the first quarter. What that had to do with the refs?
yeah.
You didn't talk about a game changing plays, yo fumble without a hit.
And you talking about the refs had, the refs won the game when y'all was down 21 nothing before I could even fucking grab me something to eat at halftime.
And that's with the refs missing a blatant fumble in recovery,
Right.
which I still don't know how they didn't overturn that.
Definitely would have been our ball and definitely should have been up 4 touchdowns, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
He
So
dominated
it's like,
y'all. How
man,
about you tell your defense to tackle Josh Allen in the open and not fucking carry him in the end zone?
mm-hmm.
That's why I'm glad I'm not a reporter because I would have been, even as a Pittsburgh reporter. So what's the excuse for the defense then? Why weren't they able to tackle Josh Allen in the open field?
Right.
Why weren't they able to tackle Khalil Shakir? It looked like they had him for a second, and then he just kind of made a move and then he got in the end zone. What would you say for that?
Speaking of that Lil Shakir touchdown, the way he froze that safety on
Yeah.
that whoop whoop, I said, "Oh, you need to check your ankles, dog." Like that end zone view of that, I said, "Oh, that's disrespectful."
Say Khalil bad man. You get that man the ball with some room to run. Even with not a lot of room to run, he
Yeah,
gonna get upfield. And that's what I love about him. It's like outside of Diggs, the Bills now have some weapons that you can trust. They can
yep.
get yards after the catch. And we've been asking for that now for the last 3 years. It's like Cole Beasley was cool, but once Cole Beasley got to the end of his shit, he
It's a
wasn't.
catch and drop.
It was a
You know
catch.
he gonna catch it. You know he gonna get open, but where he catch it is where he going down.
Right. Same thing with John Brown. After his first year, wherever he caught the ball, he was either going out of bounds or it wasn't no yards after the catch. So I love that Khalil Shakir is bringing that. I love that Dawson Knox is opening up that. I mean, Dalton Kincaid is opening up that middle for us, and then Dawson is just hey, red zone. Just be open in the red zone. We're
And
gonna
catch it.
stop you and catch the ball. You got 6 now postseason touchdowns in your career. I think
Bro, racking up touchdown catches.
yes. And
He a
listen,
tone setter though, bro. He a tone setter.
all right, and I'll live with that all day. I don't care if the man averaged 2 catches for the rest of his career in the Bills. Just get them playoff touchdowns, and I can live with it because those things
My
add up.
man Robert Horry out here. Just
Right, right.
show
If,
up when it's
if you
time,
go put
dog.
Robert Ory to the Bills, I'll take it all
Bro,
day.
you got one shot. That's it. But just make it. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah. And he a tough dude too. But anyways, we really here for the Chiefs game. I know we spent 30 minutes dissecting that Pittsburgh win because it was a big win. No matter how you want to,
Oh yeah, 100%. Each win is big at this point.
yeah.
No
I mean,
matter who it is, no matter what it looked like.
yeah, dealing with the elements. Obviously, the snowstorm. Everybody heard. All of that stuff that took place, moving the game back one day. Big, 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 big victory. Able to pull that off. But it's Chiefs week, y'all. Y'all know it's Patrick Mahomes in the house. It's Travis Kelsey in the house. Won't say Taylor Swift in the house because I don't believe she coming. But Andy Reid in the house.
Swifty gonna be there.
She might. That's
Yeah,
cool.
she gonna be cold. Well, shit, she was
As
cold
long,
last week too.
as
She'll
long
be
as
all
she's
right.
checking with Benny, you know what I mean? As long as she's checking with
Yeah,
as
I,
long as she's
I
checking-
don't I don't expect to see a photo a photo with her. Highly doubt she has any idea who Benny is.
who the fuck is Benny the Butcher?
Yeah, I highly doubt she knows who Benny is.
The butcher is coming Negro. But but the realness is that they coming to town, man. We already beat them once this year. It's time to beat them and it not be a controversy. The first one that we beat them in the regular season, for those who don't remember, what's his name? Kadarius Tony foot was on all sides.
More than his foot.
Yeah, his damn near whole
Whole
body.
damn body was all sides.
But we were able to beat them 20-17. But this is the rematch, the almighty rematch. We played them 2 years ago in the divisional round, and what some see as one of the most iconic playoff games ever. Not just of the last 10 years, not just of the last 20
All time.
of all time. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, just think 13 seconds and you can do with that information what you want. But the reality
Still
is
painful, dog. Still painful.
it is. But you know what? That built another layer of toughness for me. I always go back to that game when either I'm talking to opposing fans or I'm talking to other fans. I just say, listen, man, the fact that I was able to get through that period after they like stabbed me in the chest and
Yo, I'm so happy that game was not at home, bro. That drive home would have been the walk from the stadium to the car, and that drive home would have when you want to talk about silence and depression.
yeah.
It'd have
I,
been a lot of arrest that day,
I still remember sitting on that couch that day, man, after that
bro,
game.
in silence. And then every minute or two, like, how the fuck did that happen,
Like, did that really happen? Yeah.
bro? That I was just sitting on the couch, just like,
Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. But we move. That's what makes Bills fans so tough, resilient. And that's why as annoying as some Bills fans can be, um, I'm never too mad because I know what we've been through. Whether it's people in our age group or it's the people above us who've been watching the Bills for 50, 60 years. Um, his fan base has been through a lot. Uh,
hmm
Josh has only been around for 6, 7 years. So it's like we almost tend to think that Josh been around for forever, but it's like this dude technically really just getting started when we talk about his prime. Like his prime has
right.
been, he really jumped into his prime, I would say a couple years ago. But it's like we gotta have some patience with this shit. But that being said, like this is a perfect time for him to kind of like,
hmm
Joe Burrow's out the picture. Kansas City don't look good. Lamar and Baltimore, they balling, but it's like if you take care of this right here on Sunday and you put that word out that listen, the Bills coming, 7 straight, and we taking food off your couch, we eating it, we got our feet up and we waiting with whoever. It don't matter who coming in, backups, smack ups, it don't matter. We got fourth string, fifth string, sixth string. It don't matter. And no, we don't need Diggs to go off. We can win with Diggs getting 6 catches for 40 yards. That should put fear in somebody's heart. Like, I don't care what nobody say. Like, that's one
Right.
of the things of this whole winning streak that I think opposing teams should really fear is the fact that Diggs hasn't gone off. Like, he's being involved. Like, they're getting him some touches here and there. But like, we really haven't had a Diggs game since September. And the Bills are still winning and winning in okay fashion.
Mhm.
So, like, if I'm a team that's like trying to put together a game plan, I'm kind of scared because it's like, okay, you can take away Diggs.
Yeah.
That's not
But what happens when you don't?
right.
Because you don't want Diggs going off for
Right.
9, 10 catches for 120, 130. That's a
Because
problem.
then we hanging 40 on your head.
Yeah, because again, when no matter what, when Diggs catch the ball, the energy in the juice that gets moving because that's just the type of player he is. So like, you let him get going, that's contagious, that's infectious. That
Right.
whole offense start clicking. But like you said, like this has been going on without him going off. It's a collective effort. Kincaid getting his catches, Shakir getting his catches. Cook has been the last couple weeks, not so much. Knox in there here and there. Shakir, or I'm sorry, Sherfield hops in now and again for a big play here or there. It's like pick your poison right now.
And then
And
take a
Josh isn't forcing the ball, so everybody's eating, and that is a dangerous part because who are you keying in on? And Diggs is still such a talent. You still have to. In the way that Kansas City has played him over the years, it's right anybody but Diggs.
right. And I think the tough part is too, is that Josh has gone back a little bit to that 2021 Josh, where it's like, if you do decide to blitz and play man on third down, he gonna torch you. He gonna run that ball and he gonna pick up the first down. And now you got the IE ass face.
Yeah,
Point
that's a dangerous
It's a
place
dangerous
to
game
be.
because you think you got everything locked up. You done sent 5 people, 6 people. You
And
got
you
you
left one lane open.
you left a lane open, and you like, well, Willie Gay, I need you to spy on. I need you to just make sure. And he looking Willie Gay dead in the eye. Whoop whoop
Hmm,
whoop whoop. First down.
that
You,
you might stop me once, but when it matters, yeah, you're not stopping me.
it's just like Lamar. You can't just leave one spy on Lamar and
Hell
think that on third down. Man, if y'all don't got that zone shit lined up, y'all motherfuckers is crazy.
right? Because
Then
you
if
running that blitz, it's man coverage. Everybody else got their back turned after that. Once I break that line of scrimmage, it's me and nothing.
right.
Yeah,
And then if you
or
do,
me and one person in space, yeah, I'm gonna figure out a way to get by him.
and then if you do play zone, they do got zone beaters now. Like, for about half a season or a season and a half, we were trying to find receivers who could find those soft spots. But now you're seeing Khalil being more available in those zone situations. Dalton Kincaid, James Cook even. Of course we know Diggs, he'll find a soft spot. So like it's really pick your poison. And that's what I love because Bills are finding ways, even though they're not hanging 50 points on the board, they are consistently putting up anywhere from 24 to 34 points just by moving the ball with good pace and holding on to the ball. Like their time of possession got to be like top five in the league because they're putting together 5 to 8 minute drives and like they coming away with something. They like, shit, we ain't walking away off this field. Just
I'm leaving here with something.
right, I'm leaving here with something, and that's what this offense is doing. So, just to go on top of that, what's your you can say individual or it can be this line versus that line, but what's your favorite matchup of the game?
Um, for me, with so many uncertainties on defense when it comes to injuries, like we really don't know. I mean, if I had to bet right now, I would bet that Dotson and Douglas is probably back.
For sure.
Outside of that, I don't know. So with question marks at linebacker, especially the coverage ability of the linebackers, and Taron Johnson may be ready, may not be. With some uncertainty on that middle level, this D line is gonna have to step up.
Right.
They're gonna have to wreak some havoc. Uh, Ed Oliver and Daquan Jones, like y'all gonna have to really, really step up and make some magic happen. Rousseau and Floyd and Epinesa and Vaughn. Shout out to Vaughn for two hurries last week. I said, okay, Vaughn, I see you.
We're getting over there somewhere.
The game. I said, I see that spin move, Vaughn. Had a little juice in that joint. I said, okay,
It's coming.
okay, okay. But either way, that D line as a whole, like it's gonna be up to them to set that tempo, to bring that energy to be the bullies out there. So, like, in order for them to kind of make up for some of the deficiencies in that middle layer, that D line is gonna have to really step up and do something special. And Mahomes, we already know, is one of the least sacked quarterbacks in the league. So it's not necessarily about sack numbers per se, but they have to be wreaking havoc. They have to get him off that spot. They have to be able to not let him be comfortable in there.
Right. Yeah, and just cherry top off that, I really think Ed Oliver and Greg Rousseau are my two keys to the game when it comes to the defensive line because those
Greg
two
Greg Rousseau makes a massive play against Kansas City every time you play him.
every time. So that's what I was going to say. Like Greg Rousseau seems to always give Pat Mahomes problems because he's one of those DNs that can just get in those passing lanes just by putting his hands up. So
Like,
like,
yo, bro, move.
right. And Pat Mahomes loved those little quick passes, slants or whatever the case may be. So
Yeah, a
I
little
think
sidearm joint
a little
because he's a
side on
master at that. But you
Greg
got
Rousseau,
this long arm freak
freak of nature.
blocking all that.
So I'm looking at him. I'm looking at Ed Oliver. I'm looking at Von Miller and I'm looking at Floyd. So I'm really looking at those four players right there, guys who've been in these moments. Greg
Hmm.
Rousseau has now played in a great amount of big games now in his young career. Ed Oliver now has played in a great amount of big games. Von Miller and Leonard Floyd, they played in the Super Bowl together. They've won a Super Bowl. So I'm really looking between those young guys and those veterans. I'm really looking for one of those to make a game changer play. I'm talking second half, Leonard Floyd strip sack or Von Miller, coming around the corner on third down, fourth down, making a play. I need those guys to do it because it's really going to come down to the defense and really both defenses because the offenses, they're going to find ways to make stuff happen. We know Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen are too good to let a game be 14-17. So there's going to be some points on the board. It's just a matter of which defense is going to be able to make that play or two, because it's not just going to be one play, that play or two in the second half to really change the momentum. And the fact that we at home obviously plays a big role in this because, for the home crowd, it don't take much. What I mean? A sack here, a fumble recovery there. Like the crowd gonna be on fucking a million. That's
Yeah,
why I really can't wait for it. Snow days and all this aside, I'm looking at my clock like, yo, Sunday can't get here quick enough because that atmosphere
it's
and I
gonna be bananas.
on 1,000. I think back to every time somebody be like, yo, the game was loud on TV. I'm like, yo,
You should have heard it in person.
Wait till Patrick. Wait till Patrick
Yeah,
pull up.
yeah.
So,
First
so,
time on the road in the playoffs.
so this
Oh,
is a
he gonna be
oh,
in
yeah,
for something.
so this is a perfect game for the defense because the offense is gonna do what the offense is gonna do. Like I'm not worried about the offense. I think Josh Allen right now, especially in the playoffs, Josh Allen always seems to rise to the occasion in big games. So I'm not worried about Josh. Obviously you gotta, excuse me, continue to protect the ball. But at the end of the day, Josh gonna be Josh. So I'm not worried about him. It's just defensively. If they can get a couple tone setting plays, I mean, and I'm not even talking all D line. I mean, even having Rasul Douglas back. I think you
Mhm.
put him on
Hey,
you
that's
put him
huge.
on Rice, you put him on Rice, and you just say, hey man, listen, we don't normally follow people, but hey, we might follow Rice this whole game. And guess what? Lock his ass up. Point blank, period. And they probably don't even have to do that because I think if Kyer plays or if Benford plays, Dane plays, whoever will be good on either side. But I like having Rasul Douglas out there because that confidence that he brings, that game breaking mentality that he brings, and I know the Chiefs got one and Snead, but that's going to be my other key matchup. Before I get the floor back to you, it's going to be Snead versus Diggs. I feel like they give Snead a ton of credit, which he deserves some of that credit because
Yeah,
he's a
stay
corner.
nice.
Yeah, physical corner. He plays the ball well, but I still look back at Diggs and what he's done in some of these games where there's been missed opportunities, where he's made a move and just gotten the ball overthrown. I think back to that one on Ramsey where he just hit him with the
Bro, there's about 4 or 5 plays that are close to having his numbers looking massively different these last 2 months.
right. And that's why I'm just like, this might be the game where I know he said him and Josh was close. This might be the game where you see Josh and Diggs connect on a long one just to get the crowd stupid. And I'm saying right now,
Hmm.
let this be the game that they connect on one. You talk about the crowd going stupid. Like we'll go stupid over the defense. We'll play the little dum dum dum. You know what I mean? They're gonna play their little fucking defense theme song, maybe a ski in there, but let them connect on the deep ball.
All these birds out there playing.
No, but nah, let them connect on the deep ball in this game. And they go in the end zone. You want to talk about the crowd going up? Yeah, that's one of my matchups. That's one of my favorite matchups of the game is going to be Diggs versus Snead. But definitely the D line, like you said, they're gonna have to do their part.
Mm.
So I'm gonna leave that there because I'm gonna lose my voice.
Yeah, no, I hear that. I mean, there's so much fun in this matchup. Like, even like taking off my Buffalo hat, I cannot think of a matchup I would want to see more than the Bills and Kansas City in the playoffs. I mean, you have arguably the two best quarterbacks in the league going toe to toe in the playoffs. Win or go home. Like I
30.
can't pick
It's
a
30
better
on
matchup.
Sunday. Like, don't bother me. Like, this one of them joints where
Don't
I'm
say nothing to me.
not
I'm
a
locked
Bills
in.
fan. Listen, I'm a whole Cowboys fan. Listen, wife, I love you to death. Can I get these next 3 hours? Because these boys about to fucking ball right now. And I'm and,
Mhm.
and I'm bringing the boys over. This is the game where you invite your boys over too. They
Oh
ain't
yeah,
even Bills fans. Like, yo, fellas,
the game on.
I got the game on. Oh, where you Pat versus Josh? Yeah, we over there.
Yeah,
Like,
because like this is there's no, in my opinion, there's no more marquee matchup than this.
and the crazy part is the way the universe works. It's crazy that it always ends up lining up with Josh and Pat, and not Lamar and Pat, not Lamar and Josh. It always ends up being Josh and Pat.
Yeah,
Like that's the universe telling. Like these two quarterbacks were meant to have these battles. It's like the NBA battles when it was MJ versus whoever. You
yeah.
know,
And outside of the first playoff matchup, which wasn't amazing for the Bills' offense, both
right?
quarterbacks put up amazing numbers. Like they're they everything is left on the field when these two teams play each other. It's these two again. They're not playing each other. Josh not out there covering Pat, but this game brings out the best in them. Like it's a different level of fire. It's a different level of energy. It's a different level of excitement. Like I think back to that 13 seconds game and think about those clips of Josh on the sideline and how fired up he was. I'm like, see, this is the shit I'm talking about.
You know what I want them to do at the game? I ain't gonna hold you. Play that little joint. Play the joint with Diggs on the sideline, watching them celebrate the AFC Championship. Do all of that shit. Bring them memories back and let them be in the tunnel waiting to come out. and before they put that shit out there. It's gonna be dark by then too. It's gonna be 6:30, 6:15 before they bring them out. Let that shit be playing on the loudspeaker on the stadium and just watch them boys be like, yo, I was here for that. I was in Kansas City when we lost that game. I remember that bitter taste I had. Jordan Poyer remember. Micah Hyde remember. You know what I mean? Ed Oliver remembers. Greg Rousseau remembers. Josh Allen remembers. Steph Diggs, Gabe Davis. Like the list goes on. 75% of that team was there. So like I would love for the stadium to just bring that moment back and just get these motherfuckers hyped up. Cause I'm telling you right now, I've been in some electric games. I know you have been too. Man, them intros on Sunday, and I know the broadcast gonna do a perfect job. So I know Tony Romo and them niggas gonna kill it, but bruh, that's all I'm gonna say. We only a few days away, but
It's like I said, I can't wait for this game. There's so many juicy matchups. Like Kelsey hasn't been playing amazing, but the Middle East defense right now looks suspect. Can they find their chemistry?
I
Rasheed
like
Rice has
I'm
been
about to say I
looking.
like Rice versus our corners too. Like
Yeah,
I know
Rice
Rice
has
be
been looking
balling.
good. Pacheco runs heavy. Who he wasn't in the
He
game
run like a
last
bad
time we
he
played.
run like a badass kid, like they said on the internet.
Yeah, that's how he run. He run like that badass kid that live on your block. Like, yo,
Yeah,
sit your badass down. He's trying to fight everybody. That's how he run. Like, why, bro? Why are you so angry?
all you need is one good hit in the chest. And I know he gonna get up because he a tough dude, but hit him one
Mm.
good time in the chest. And that's what I'm looking for.
They're gonna have to match that energy that he bring
Oh
though.
yeah. Oh yeah. And that's why I'm kind of glad guys like Dotson and them is gonna be playing because I think Dotson is gonna play. Because as critical as I've been in Dotson at different times, I know Dotson gonna at least lay the helmet on somebody. And not in a bad way, but like he
He
gonna hit
he he, he bring the
somebody.
juice.
Dorian Williams, same thing. He gonna hit somebody. AJ Klein gonna try to attack the ball. So like even if we go without Terrell Bernard for this week, I'm looking at those other linebackers to step up because they're gonna have to step up in two ways. They're gonna have to step up against the run, and they're gonna have to step up against Kelsey because we all know Kelsey, the king of finding that little hole between 7 yards to
A
12.
master,
Yeah,
a master.
that's his space. But I also think one of my keys to the game is also going to be the safeties versus Kelsey because I think McDermott is going to be smart enough to be like, listen,
I
I'm
think Yeah, I think we'll see a lot of three safety looks in this one,
yeah,
especially if any of the linebackers are still down and they might bring Poyer down in the box a little bit more to be that pseudo linebacker and
like I
have
think you might see a little Saran Neal too.
yeah. So if Rap is back, he'll be in the back or Cam Lewis if Rap is not back or maybe even Hamlin back there to go along with Hyde.
Right
Like I
now,
think we'll see some of that
we
to
might
kind of counteract.
we might see a little Saran Neal because I remember they did that the 1 year against Kansas City in the regular
Yeah, they
season.
had him on Kelsey kind of that whole damn game
Yeah, they was
or a
kind of
lot of it, not the whole game.
right, being physical and all of that. But yeah, man, it's gonna be a chess match, man. I think McDermott and Andy Reid, arguably, and like I said, I know McDermott doesn't get as much credit. Arguably, two of the best coaches in the game. I mean, two of
Yeah,
the
and
in my mind, two of the top five coaches in the game. And
and
like
the
I
way that McDermott is calling his defense right now, like if he wasn't already the coach, I'm like, yo, you got to get this boy raised. Like he has
yeah,
been masterful at what he's been doing this last 2 months
I'm
with
saying
what he's had to work with on top of that. But like this, Andy Reid is obviously one of the best, has been one of the best now for decades. So you already know this team is going to come prepared. You know they're going to have some wrinkles on offense. Defensively, Spagnola has been one of the best defensive minds in the league, also decades now. So like from a coaching standpoint, you know this team is going to come here prepared. You know they're going to come here ready to roll. Like this is strap your tent trap up. It's cold. It's going
let's
to be
get
loud. It's going to be physical.
for 20 degrees, baby. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Let's get to these predictions, man. What we got, man? Who we see doing what, and why are we going to get it right this week? What we got?
I have no idea. I mean, that's my answer. How's this game gonna play out? I have no idea. Um, it's supposed to be cold, but it's not supposed to be windy or overly windy. I'll say not supposed to be snowy or nothing like that. Just a cold football game.
Right,
And even if it was a little bit of wind or snow, these two quarterbacks with the cannons that they have wouldn't even make a difference.
right.
But on a cold night, this is just offense like normal. Um, I don't think I see a straight shootout like 30 plus both teams.
Um,
Like I feel like with these teams so familiar with each other, it's gonna be hard to really go up and down the field nonstop. Um, I think this is probably a game where whoever has the ball last is probably going to win the game. I think it's going to be close. Think it's going to be a one-score game for sure. I think Buffalo figures out a way to pull it off. Um, I got a score of 27-23. I think Buffalo's going to need a late touchdown to regain that lead and kind of ace that game away.
Okay. I like 27 because that was my number two. I was gonna go with either 27-20 or 27-19, but I'm gonna go with 27 to 20. I'll give them a couple field goals early, and then I think they, may get some touchdowns maybe in the second and third quarter, Kansas City when they find a rhythm. But I think I think it maybe even be tied in the fourth quarter, but I think it comes down to Josh Allen the last 10 minutes of the game. Just making plays, just making
Mhm.
either on the run or outside the pocket. I think Spag will do a good job of like trying to bottle up some of their other options. I don't even think the focus will be on Diggs. I honestly think he's gonna try to take away the Cooks, the Kincaids, even the Shakirs. Like he may try to cloud the middle, who knows? But I think this is a game where you might see Diggs get one. I'm predicting a Diggs touchdown in the fourth quarter when it matters. And I'm predicting honestly, Josh, to just have that moment where it's like crown me. I know this ain't the Super Bowl, this ain't the AFC Championship game, but fourth quarter is a tied up game. I'm going to drive my team down the field and I'm going to put us up. So I got the Bills 27-20. Sort of like a nail biter, but I think the Bills will control the game. I really do because I feel like with the Bills being at home, like if this was in Kansas City, I would be slightly more concerned. But with the Bills being at home, I just think the way this defense is playing, and you get back one of your best players, maybe one of your top three players in Rasul Douglas, and you getting back one of your quote unquote starting linebackers and Dotson since he's been starting most of the season. Um, I'm looking at the impact Douglas is going to have in that passing game. I'm looking at the impact that Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer are going to have just because they know they've seen Pat Mahomes now for 4 straight years. They like, listen, dog, it's only but so many times you're going to make us look silly. And I don't see Tyreek Hill coming out the tunnel. So we gonna be on your ass. So I see Micah Hyde, Jordan Poyer holding it down, Rasul Douglas holding it down. Like I said, the linebackers, they're gonna have to rely on those guys stepping up one more week. I think Bernard got a chance of coming back in his playoffs, but I just don't think it'll be this week. If he can come back against Lamar, that would be marvelous. Or whoever it is, CJ Stroud. But I think that it'd be more of a story of the secondary and the D line holding it together and just Dorian Williams and those other linebackers collectively just making timely stops here and there because they're not going to be able to just make up for Bernard by flying all over the place. But one thing I love about Dorian is he got the hustle in him. One thing I love about AJ Klein, he is a veteran, so he's pretty much seen all of the looks. He's just a step slow, so he may
Mhm.
not be able to read that quick one to Kelsey or that quick one to fucking Val Scantley or whatever. So they gonna score some points. But I think Josh, when it's all said and done in that fourth quarter, it's just gonna make a play or two. And I think him and Diggs is gonna finally connect on one. I'm thinking somewhere between 40 to 75 yards in that second half. And I think that's gonna be the momentum changer on offense. That's gonna make the Bills fans feel like, oh yeah, we got this one. So yeah, I'm going 27-20. I think the Bills defense keeps it rolling. I think Josh continues to roll. I think I think Josh has that you like that moment. I think Diggs pumps his chest
Not
out
that you like that moment.
like that. And like I said, man, the biggest edge that the Bills have going into this game is being at home. Like I know it's been stated already over the last 2 days, and so and all the networks, but it's a truth. And I know some people don't want to admit to it, but the Bills being at home does matter.
Mhm.
Because the fans and the fans on top of the players making plays, that combination is just ridiculous. Because if they give us something to cheer about, you can go home because we gonna be so damn loud. It's gonna be a false start penalty. It's gonna be a delay of the game. Like, and I can bet that. Like I said, if I'm doing predictions, I got a Diggs touchdown and I got a false start or delay of the game in the fourth quarter. Just you heard it here first. And even if it don't happen in the fourth quarter, it's gonna happen in the second, third, first. The Bills. fans is gonna be that loud. So I'm just looking at the Bills fans obviously being another key factor in this. And yeah, and we'll be ready to see either Baltimore or Houston. So that's where I'm at.
Respect that.
Yeah,
I
around the league,
respect that.
around the
Yeah,
league.
so what do you got? I mean, you mentioned that game.
Yeah,
Houston and
so
Baltimore. What are you thinking? I mean,
I,
Houston
yeah, man,
came and
it's a tough one.
disrespected Cleveland.
Yeah, that's a tough one, man. I think I got Baltimore in a nail biter though. I think that would it be nice if Houston won so we can get another home game? Yes. But I think that the chips going to fall where the Bills going to have to at least go on one road game before the Super Bowl. So I got the Ravens winning that game probably by 6 points. So I'm gonna pick them to win maybe 20-13. I don't think it's gonna be a bunch of fireworks. Even though we got two dynamic quarterbacks in that game, I think both defenses going to come to play. I mean, you got D'Amico Ryans on one side coaching against a tough physical Baltimore team. So I don't think it's going to be a whole bunch of fireworks, but I think that it's going to be a tough physical game. So I'm gonna go Baltimore 20-14 in that game. Packers Niners. I'm gonna have Niners winning that game by 10 points. I think Jordan Love been playing great. But if I had to predict the total on that one, I'll say probably 27-17,
Both
49ers.
of those games are both 9.5 point spreads for the home team.
Okay, but yeah, but I got Texans definitely beating the spread then. But I definitely see Niners at least putting up 10 points because they've been sitting at home. I think they're gonna be ready to go. Debo and those boys. I mean, that's just a physical team, man. And McCaffrey and them, like, I don't know. Like Packers, they could surprise me. I mean, Tampa Bay been rolling too, but even in that matchup right now, I see the Lions winning that game too. That one may be closer than the other two, but I got the Lions winning that game. As they continue to keep it rolling. So that's how I
Hmm?
see it. You got something different?
Uh, maybe. So I think this Baltimore Houston one. I got Baltimore. Houston is playing great ball right now. I mean, great ball. They have that I shouldn't even be here mentality. We got nothing to lose, and that's dangerous.
Right.
That's dangerous for whoever they run up against. But I just think that the way that Lamar is playing right now, he's playing some of the best ball of his career, and they've taken care of business against some of the better teams in the league all year. So I think they'll figure out a way to do it at home. Um, I think they'll cover the spread. 9.5 is big for this game, I think at least, but I think they'll still cover. Um, I don't think it'll be a blowout, but I wouldn't be surprised if they end up winning by, 13, 14 points.
Okay.
Green Bay, San Francisco. I'm intrigued here. I'm intrigued because the way that Green Bay came last week
Yeah.
and just punched Dallas in the face, that was impressive. I mean, they got young receiving talent up and down that field. Aaron Jones is still who he is. And I don't know, bro. I want to say San Francisco because they are who they are. They have an amazing offense, amazing offensive line, amazing defense, like stars all around. It's something right now about Green Bay has me hesitant to pick Kansas or excuse me, pick San Francisco. So I'm gonna go on the limb and say Green Bay is gonna win this one.
Go ahead, upset.
Yeah, it's I just love that the way they got that I shouldn't be here mentality too, and they got weapons up and down there and speed and like Jaden Reed a lot. Yeah, so I'm gonna go with the upset there, and then Tampa, Detroit. I just think Detroit got too much firepower.
Yeah.
Um, I mean Tampa, they played a great game. They took care of business against Philly. Philly looked like they never even showed up for that game.
Right.
They looked sleepwalking the whole time, but I got Detroit at home. Um, I don't love Tampa Bay at all. I mean, they cool, but I got Detroit for that one.
All right. So
So that's
pretty
ours for the weekend. Just for the record, Bills are 2.5 point favorites right now over Kansas City. So shit, close to a pick 'em if they weren't at home.
nobody touching that. That's a no. That's a
Yeah,
no.
that 2.5. Yeah, ain't no, I ain't touching that spread at all.
Nobody touching that. We leave that right alone, baby. But yeah, outside of that, man, I think we were pretty close. I mean, obviously you had the Green Bay with the upset, but I mean,
Other than that, it was the same.
yeah, I mean, I feel like in the playoffs, man, somebody get upset. So it's definitely gonna be an upset this weekend. I don't know who's gonna be But for me, I just feel like the favorites this week seem to be kind of like
Hmm.
the correct way to go. But yeah, man, I hope all of y'all at home, man, y'all buckling up for this one.
It's
We
gonna be some great football this weekend.
football, man. Wish we would have been able to get up, but this weather here in Buffalo has us
Yeah,
doing the
that
distance,
was
watching
shut down.
the fucking bands and all that. But we hoping that everything gets better. If you guys are dealing with anything at home, sickness, whatever, get your medicine in, get your vitamins in, get your water in. If y'all can hear it in my voice, y'all can tell I'm hanging on for dear life, but I'm doing great though. I'm still able to get around and do what I got to do, and still here rocking with y'all. But we got a big week, y'all. It's Chiefs week. Patrick Mahomes coming to town. Taylor Swift, maybe Kelsey, the whole gang. Andy Reid with his frozen mustache, and we're gonna have fun. We're gonna have fun.
That shit was disgusting, bro.
Disgusting as hell, but we're gonna have fun.
Absolutely disgusting.
I don't know what that was about, but it's all love, y'all, man. It's Bills fucking Sunday, 6:30 versus the Chiefs. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now? So we're gonna
Big
have
dubs.
a game. We're gonna have everybody bringing out their jerseys, wear your throwbacks, wear your Zubas, wear whatever you want to wear. If you at home, get comfy. It's gonna be 20 something degrees outside. So if you come in, bundle up, bring them snow pants back out, bring those boots back out, because probably the fields, I mean, the seats probably still gonna be covered if you ask me, but
Yep.
because you know they waiting on the sun now. They going with the east side approach. Like, yeah, now
Yeah, they're
we
like, hell, come on, son.
yeah, come on, son, because we ain't asking for them shovelers again. We ain't dishing out another $20 per hour. So
Right.
they looking at the sun this weekend because you see they ain't even mentioned it yet. They like, yeah, we don't.
We're gonna ride this out.
We gonna right. We gonna ride this thing on out. So
Uh,
y'all be prepared to come layered up Sunday, man. Bring that energy, bring that. I mean, like really, bring that energy, bring your voice. I'm gonna stay medicine down for the next 3 days just to get my voice ready and prepared. But y'all was loud. Yeah, I was loud this past fucking Monday. So
right.
keep that same energy. Um, like I said, I can't say it enough. This is a big, 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 big Sunday. This is a
Massive.
big game. And I feel like we say that all the time, but like
It's
for
the
real.
biggest playoff game in
It's a big
this.
home.
Listen, this is the biggest playoff game out of this whole run, this whole 5 years of
I mean,
consecutive playoffs.
I don't know. That AFC championship though was kind of big 3 years
I mean,
ago.
technically, yes, but no. This right here is bigger than that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fact.
this is game changing right here. The Slay that dragon in the playoffs at home. Oh yeah,
For all the marbles. But
yeah.
before I die on y'all, we're gonna get up out of here, man. Hopefully y'all are checking in with us, whether it's Spotify, Apple, YouTube. Um, we ain't forget to you know, obviously bring on guests here and there, but it's just been such a chaotic year for us on and off. Um, the airways, just being busy and tied up with a bunch of shit. And then now here come the storms coming into town. But we're gonna fight through it. The Bills gonna fight through this, and we're gonna continue to roll. Hopefully, going for 7 straight. Um, anything else you want to hit him with, Z, before we sign off?
Nah, bro, it's straight go Bills, go Bills, go Bills, go Bills. Listen, ain't no way around it. Heart's gonna be racing the whole game. This one of them games ain't. There's never gonna be a moment of chill. I like stress free football. It's gonna be stressful as fuck. I mean, and it is what it is. So breathe, breathe. Don't live and die on every single play. It's a full 60 minutes.
Put your phone
Trust
down.
Josh, and Josh we trust. I'm listen. Put that cape on your back if you need to, 17. But I'm rolling with Josh all day.
Some back. Listen, we've come this far. Yeah, I mean, we've come this far. I believe that this team is battle tested. So we're gonna ride this one out. Like you said, we got Josh, we got one of the best coaches in the game, best wide receivers in the game, best defenses in all of football. So let's win one more. Let's do it one week at a time. And we're gonna catch up with y'all next week. All right, y'all.
Yeah,
And it's
next week.
hey, catch y'all. This is Val. That's my man
Hey,
Z.
boy Z. See y'all next week. Big ups.
Peace. We the mafia.
All
Yeah.
right.